All right, let's get right into it. Something really dramatic is going down inside one of the most ambitious AI companies on the planet. We're talking about Elon Musk's xAI, and it's in the middle of this, well, radical and frankly chaotic overhaul. So what is actually happening behind the curtain? Let's figure it out.
And you don't have to take my word for it. Just look at this brutally honest admission from Musk himself. He's not saying they're tweaking things. He's saying out loud that the whole company is being rebuilt from the ground up. This one quote, right here, it sets the stage for everything we're about to talk about. So, what does a rebuild from the foundations up actually look like? Well, it looks like this number, 2. That's how many of the original 11 co-founders are still left at the company. From 11 down to 2. That's not just a shakeup, that's an earthquake. So here's our game plan. First, we'll dig into this whole starting over again thing. Then, we'll look at the co-founder exodus it triggered. After that, we'll explore the code war they seem to be losing, see how Musk is trying to rebuild from the ashes, and finally, try to figure out what all this means for his massive and maybe paused grand vision. Okay, section 1, starting over again. This really is the heart of the matter. We're not talking about a little redecorating. This is a complete teardown, right down to the studs. And you have to ask, why do this? Well, this isn't just chaos for the sake of it. It's a calculated, super aggressive strategy. Musk has decided that the only way for xAI to have a real shot against giants like Anthropic and OpenAI is to completely clean house and start fresh. The pressure to compete is just immense. Now, when you start a fire this big, there's going to be a lot of smoke. And the most visible sign of all this turmoil? The co-founder exodus. This is where all that internal drama just spills right out into the open for everyone to see. And look at this timeline. It shows you just how fast the walls started crumbling. Just a month ago, you had a whole group of senior engineers and 2 co-founders walk out. Then, this week, 2 more co-founders head for the door. And that leaves us here, today, with only 2 of the original 11 left. You can almost feel the instability. So, why? Why is this happening? What's the business reason for blowing the whole thing up? Well, that brings us right to section 3, losing the code war. This is where the big strategy crashes into a very harsh reality. So here's the deal. Right now, a huge moneymaker in AI is coding tools. And frankly, xAI is falling behind. Musk himself has been complaining that their tools just can't keep up with what OpenAI is doing with Codex or Anthropic with Claude Code. This isn't just about bragging rights. It hits the bottom line. And word is, this is a big reason some of those co-founders were shown the door. And this chart really puts their challenge into perspective. I mean, look, xAI is not a small company with over 5,000 employees, but they're still playing catch-up to OpenAI's headcount. When you're in an all-out war for talent and you're bleeding founders, a numbers gap like this just adds even more pressure. But hey, this is Elon Musk we're talking about, right? The story never just ends with a crisis. So let's jump into section 4, rebuilding from the ashes. Because the methods he's using to put this company back together are, well, they're pretty unconventional. I mean, this is the classic Musk playbook. We've seen it before. He's bringing in his top lieutenants from SpaceX and Tesla to come in and, evaluate and fire people. At the exact same time, he's personally digging through the no pile of job applications looking for talent his own team missed. He even issued a public apology to people they ignored, and crucially, he's poaching top talent like Andrew Millich and Jason Ginsberg straight from a competitor, Cursor. And snagging those guys from Cursor, that tells you something really important. It means that even with all the chaos, all the drama, the core technology at xAI is still a powerful magnet. Top people in the industry still want in. So where is all of this frantic rebuilding headed? Because it's not just about coding tools. Oh no, Musk has a much, much bigger ambition. And that brings us to our last section, the grand and possibly paused vision. And here it is. The moonshot project is called Macro Heart. And yes, the name is absolutely a deliberate little poke at Microsoft. The goal here is staggering. They want to create an AI agent that can perform pretty much any task a white-collar worker does on a computer. Just let that sink in for a second. And here's how the whole thing is supposed to work together with Tesla. So, you, the user, give a complex command. Then xAI's brainy language model figures out all the steps needed. And finally, a software agent from Tesla, which they're calling Digital Optimus, actually carries out all the clicks and typing on the computer. It's this wild fusion of his 2 companies. But, and you knew there was a but coming, here's the massive catch.
The whole project is reportedly on pause. Why? You guessed it. The person Musk picked to lead this grand vision, Toby Pollan, left the company just a few weeks after he started. It's the same exact problem, instability at the top, threatening the company's biggest dream. So that leaves us with the big final question. Is what we're watching just pure chaos, the messy public implosion of a company that had so much promise? Or is this something else? Is this the kind of brutal, painful, creative destruction you absolutely need to go through to build something that can actually change the world? That, right there, is the